Hi, Darren here from bet72.com. I had a question in from one of our regulars just concerning the recent screenshots that we put up regarding our Inplay football trading. You can see here the Inplay trading site up on the screen, which is the recommended site that we use for all of our Inplay football trading. And basically, the guy was asking how we actually make our selections, or how do the selections come about. And it is a good question because there's a variety of different ways that we can actually find particular games to trade. And the beauty of having this particular platform and site, then it gives us any one of sort of 5 ways, or certainly I personally use 5 different ways in order to be able to find the particular matches that I'm going to actually trade on. So I'm just going to run through those quickly with you tonight. It'll just give you a little bit more of a flavour of perhaps how we go about with some of the selection process. First of all, as a member of the site, then you will receive regular emails from the site administrators and the guys who run the site, and they will be very much their particular picks and thoughts. Now, you don't get those every day, and really they're going to be more to do with the guided trades that you actually get. So when there is a particular match which is going to be traded live in the chat room, accompanied primarily by the site administrator and owner, Adster, a friend of mine, Adam, who will guide you through the particular trades as it unfolds. Again, it's a beauty. You've got a full-time professional trader sort of looking over your shoulder, who you can ask any questions with, make any moves in play, cover any red that you've actually got, take the green, or if the trade isn't going to plan, then there'll be an exit strategy in order to get you out for a minimal loss. So the emails will come again. We won't get trades of the day every day. It will be on those particular picks, and obviously when the guys are available to run through it actually on the site. But again, that can be it's a very clear and concise email in terms of listing out exactly what your entry points are, and then as the game unfolds, you're guided through it within the chat room with various alerts and being told actually how to trade the game in play. So that's the first one, which is the emails that come through. The second one, again, as a member of the site, some very good help and tutorials actually on here, and one of the things are some strategy ideas. So some of the common strategies that are actually used are broken down, and they're very much broken down into various sections of the game. So you can see here we've got strategies which cover the first 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, half time to full time. There's members strategies that are actually listed there. So again, if people are having success with some of their own stuff, they actually put those on there. And also this draw inflation tool, which again comes free to all members. And this is very much a pre-match trading tool. You may well have seen the site prematchtrading.com. Well, this is a subset of that. And what it will allow you to do is to identify where prices could be wrong on Betfair, so you can actually trade them pre-match in order to create yourself some pre-match green, which you can then use in order to take in play and either provide yourself with profit from the start of the match, or to be able to cover certain selections, and again to give you the opportunity to provide insurance perhaps on certain markets as you're actually trading. So again, if you can get any green locked in before the match, then all the better, because you can really leverage that and compound it and utilize it in play. Likewise, in the same way for me, obviously you know all about Bet72 and the way we use free bets and match betting. Same sort of thing. If we can pick up any sort of free bets, combine any of these trades with bookmaker offers, again to provide us with insurance and any sort of cover in other particular scores, and again we can be green before the match starts, and then it's just a case of we're playing with their money, not ours. So it really is a win-win situation, and that's certainly something which is evolving very much. You'll see over the coming weeks and months on Bet72 a big emphasis away from just the straight backing and laying techniques that you'd see with regular match betting, and very much more into how, okay, we've got some free money, how can we really leverage that and utilize that? And you'll see again from some of the figures and some of the profits we've posted, we can very much grow free money into even bigger free money, if that's the best way to put it. So we've got a whole selection of on-site stats there which you can actually use. The third and really very, very useful tool, which is actually on the site, combined with the draw inflation, which again is a tool which is seen here when you actually load up. I'm logged into the site here. So again, this is identifying opportunities where we could potentially trade pre-match in order to create ourselves some money to take in play. We've got Market Matcher as well. Now what this does is it takes some of the most popular strategies, some of the ones that are covered on the site there, some of the other ones which the trading football guys have been using for years, and it takes those criteria for those matches, puts them through the Betfair card, if you like, the list of matches which are coming up over the next 24, 48 hours, whatever you want, and will effectively look at the odds and match the odds to the strategies. So there will be certain criteria based around some of the strategies. For example, one of the new ones is back four. Then we're looking for home teams where their odds are between 1.9 and 2.3. So obviously you can disregard anything else that's actually there. But what we can do is use the Market Matcher in order to create ourselves a shortlist of games that we're going to trade on that particular day. There's various other levels here. You can pick your own particular favorite strategies. We can use recommended liquidity. I mean, I'm recording this early on Tuesday morning, so there's not as much liquidity there. What we'll see is this will actually grow in the run up to kick off, and what we'll see is that we've actually got one selection here. So if we drill down there, we can see that Sporting here are actually in the zone, if you like. It's a home team favourite, 2.2, so that's within our entry criteria. The other criteria is based on over 2.5 goals. We've got links here directly to the popular football statistics sites as well, so we can go in there and drill down a little bit more and do our own research there. But again, an invaluable tool for making selections. Likewise, we can also do custom searches as well. So again, if we were interested, say for example, people might just want to trade home teams who are odds on. So we can again make a selection there, and we can say, right, well, show me all the home team who are at the moment priced odds on Betfair over the next 24 hours. If we scroll down there, then we've got the full list there. So for example, we've got Chelsea, Southampton tonight, and you can set up whatever criteria you want based on the prices in the most popular markets, also on the minimum money match, because again, no point trading if there's no liquidity in the market. But what you'll find is this will evolve during the day, as there may be a particular movement on price as a result of perhaps some team news, or perhaps a team selection or injury or anything like that. We may get a steam, we may get a drift, which will mean games will fall in and out of perhaps the particular strategies. But what it can enable you to do is to draw up a short list of matches that potentially you want to trade. So again, it's not telling you how to trade them, but it is cutting down a lot on the selection time. So again, an invaluable tool, and one which you use daily. I'll always run through this and just see, if only just to get a quick overview of the card. You can see it's a much quicker way or better way than trying to scroll through the normal Betfair screen and trying to look at the particular odds. We can pick any game here and we know it's going to come up as an odds on home favourite from what's actually there. So that's a free tool which is actually included for all members on the site, and it really is a time saver for everyone. Okay, the fourth way we're actually on to now. Yeah, the fourth way, again, within the site itself, and it's a chat room. Probably seen various screenshots that have been put up on here regarding the chat room, but basically what this is populated by a number of different traders, all at different levels, and there may be full-time professionals, semi-professionals, beginners, intermediate, advanced, you name it. We've got everyone in there, not just football as well, because this is a shared trading room by the Trading the Horses as well. So we do get racing shout-outs in there as well as the football. We've got a guy who's really hot on the greyhounds as well, so there's some greyhound selections that actually come into there. bit of tennis thrown in, cricket when it's actually on as well. So all sorts really, primarily football though. And again, that can be another option here. You can follow some of the other pros who are actually in here with their particular shout outs. There may well be tips that are thrown out before the games, even during the games. Again, it's if you're going to be trading, it really is a no-brainer to me, because a lot of the time, people are trading this stuff in isolation. You don't have to necessarily participate. People are more active than others. You can sit there and watch, and it's quite an education itself, watching how some of the trades unfold with the shout outs that people actually give out just in its own right, let alone actually participating within the discussions itself. But again, it's a good sounding board. You can send messages direct to people as well if you just want to ask them a question sort of offline, so it's not actually displayed for everyone to see. But the main thing is it's community, it's interaction, it's the way that people are going to learn. Surround yourself by like-minded people, surround yourself by successful people, and you're going to evolve and you're going to become more successful yourself. So that's the name of the game. No such thing as a stupid question. You can put what you like in there. Some of it is serious stuff, some of it is light-hearted. There's going to be different levels of engagement there as well. But again, even if I don't participate, I just leave the chat room loaded as well, and every now and again I'll just go back and look, because you could just get that shout out. You could just, for example, even in the afternoon racing, the guy here, Simon, and his 10-tick strategy, absolutely fantastic. The guy's been on fire. And again, you just keep it there and you look at it and you decide whether you actually get involved or not. But all the time it's there. It's just loaded in the background. You can dip in and out as you want. But as I say, again, do try and urge people to get involved, because the more participation you get, the more benefit it is to everyone who's actually there. But the shout outs, again, it could be something you don't even consider. Someone shouts something out and it sets a bit of a light bulb on, or you want to follow your own particular favourite traders and things like that. Community is what it's all about. And finally, the last one, and it sort of brings us on to last night's trading really, is just going with the match, going what's involved. Actually on the screen you can see here we've got a late night game. It's kicked off in Argentina. To be honest, it wasn't even on my radar, but again, much in the same way that I keep the chat room loaded up, I will keep the scanner loaded in the background if I'm not actually actively trading, and it will provide me with alerts when particular events actually happen. So when there is a shot on target, when a game actually becomes into a particular entry criteria, we can set up alerts in order to trigger that. And this game was way off the radar, to be honest. In terms of goals, I'm mainly sort of participating, looking for goal markets and where there are going to be goals. So trading around the sort of 2.5, 3.5, 4.5 markets. And this game was way out of there in terms of the stats. I think the sort of home record of the team here was actually below 40% in terms of over 2.5 goals. So it wasn't really on my list of games to look at. But the game did start off very sort of active. I was getting a number of alerts coming in. It was clearly that it was quite an attacking start, particularly by the away team actually. And I think at the time, that I got involved, that the over 2.5 goals was right up at 3.2. So it was worth, just a very small back. We just backed for around about £15 or £18, I think it was, and just put that in, and very quickly the away side scored, went one up, and we were sort of in business. And in fact, the game actually ended up finishing 4-3, I think it was. Finally, we got out with our other lay, which we actually had. We laid the under 4.5 goals, which locked in another 30 quid profit, and there were 2 goals even after that to the home side. So again, a game that wasn't on our radar, but sometimes for all the pre-match analysis and for all the research that you might do, or for all the advice that you're given, you might get a gut instinct, you might get the statistics, which actually start with the match as it's played out, and you just go with it. You go with the flow. If a game which on paper looks like it's going to be defensive, nothing happening, 0-0 ball draw, and for some reason both teams come out firing on all cylinders for whatever reason, we don't actually know the reason, but again, just go with the flow. The scanner is telling us that there's a lot of action going on. The numbers of shots on and off target are clocking up. The corners are clocking up. The pressure index is clocking up. There's a goal. There's a sense that a goal's coming. Of course, it doesn't always. It doesn't always come, and you'll naturally will get losing selections. Of course, that's all part and parcel of it. But again, what we say is, it's all about limiting your losses and letting your profits run, or maximising the profits. But again, just by having the scanner there, it's flagging up alerts. It's an opportunity to then think, because I'm not even watching this game, this is just on in the background on another screen while I'm doing some admin work late at night. So that is the other thing. It can be a scanner thing, as in what the scanner is telling us, and also it could be a visual thing. We might have a game loaded up. We might be watching a game. We can, how many times do you watch a game and you think, God, there's a goal coming here, or they're really on top, or because of some tactical change, which again is not going to be picked up by raw statistics here on a screen, but you can just see that, you can sense that there's a goal coming sometimes, and sometimes you do have to just go with your gut. And again, you're not going to get it right all of the time, but again, with the correct staking, with the correct game management, perhaps by utilising some free bets as insurance, or you've got some pre-match trading which gives you some insurance, you can go with your gut, you can go with your instinct, and again just start to compound those profits. But that's just another facet of it. So that's sort of and I like to trade like that sometimes. Sometimes you just get a feeling. Sometimes you just see the way this is heading. There is a goal coming, and sometimes we will just trade 2 goals ahead, 3 goals ahead. At the time we got involved with this game, it was 0-0. We took a position in the over 2.5 goal market. Like I say, we got in at around about 3.2, and yeah, that was, we still needed. With that, we need at least sort of 2 goals really to turn a profit. As long as we get a couple of goals within the first sort of 75 minutes, we should be okay to in order to make a profit, or we can certainly set ourselves up after the first goal with a sort of risk-free free bet on the actual market as well. So we're not trying to predict the results here. We're just trying to get sufficient movement in the odds that we can generate ourselves some profit that we can actually lock in. As it turned out, I was in a position where I was looking at perhaps locking something in just after half time. I think I was going to let it run to sort of 55, 60 minutes. As it turned out, they came out straight after half time and got the 3rd goal. So, I had a red there, but I was never going to let it run to fruition. I could have, hedged some of it out later on. But again, the goal came quick enough. And this over 4.5 is totally speculative. It was a tiny position really, but the game started so rapidly that it was worth just chucking something in there and see what happened. And as it was, we picked up another bonus 30 quid. So it's just the fact that you've got all the tools there. So you combine that with the emails, you combine it with the predefined strategies, you combine it with the game selection using the market matcher. You've got the shout outs from the other traders actually in the room itself, and you just got your own natural instincts and your own particular games that you're following. Put all those into the mix, and very quickly you can start to leverage a lot of the opportunities that in-play trading football does actually present. This is just a Monday night, over a couple of hours sort of session, and we just literally used a mixture of these. Some were shout outs, some were predefined strategies. Again, you can see there we've got more minuses than positives, but again, we've managed the negatives, let the positives run as much as we can, and we've also been able to get involved perhaps with some of these teams you've never even heard of, but again, they're either being presented to us through emails, they're being presented to us through the stats. The market matcher is telling us about it. We're getting shout outs from the guys in the trading room. We're seeing the action unfold on the scanner, and it gives us the opportunity to to actually participate. So I hope that's given you a little bit of a flavour, and I hope Simon as well, that answers your question that you asked as well about how we make some of the selections. But yeah, you know, if you want to get involved, drop me an email, darren@bet72.com. We've got access to some free trial accounts as well. So if you want to take a look at the site, drop me a line and we can set you up with one of the trial accounts so you can take a look as well. And yeah, I hope to see you on the inside, and I hope to see some of your winning screenshots as well. Okay, I'll speak to you again soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.